Exactly, trying to figure out what the issue was and where to adjust and adapt. And honestly, when it comes to these P's and B's, nothing really sticks out for me, and that's the scariest part. I mean, Susano, we saw Layers of Death now play 3 different gods, Susano, Fenrir, and Nemesis, and the result has been the same. The jungler keeps up a high pace of the game, and the team follows up.
Both these teams have already qualified through Face It Challenger Cup final, so they're both going to be in relegations up against the bottom teams in their respective region to see who could make it into the full split SEL. But still, I mean, money's on the line here.
Exactly.
You got to play for the monies.
$1,000 extra, and I mean that's a big deal.
Hey, man,
I would like an extra $1,000.
I'll take an extra $1,000. Hey, man.
That's what I'm saying. Al Kwong banned out. Los Amigos says no, thank you. Evolve go for the Fafnir. No surprise there. Pretty standard stuff.
I expect pretty similar. I don't think anyone was crazy mad. I mean, maybe Los Amigos don't want to play against Susano, so they ban it, but they're actually just going to ban the Raijin, which they had picked up in the last game.
Evolve, I think the only character that you want to ban out of Los Amigos is Neath, because again, you're not banning specific characters. You want to ban a gameplay style, and I think Neath is very important to. You're only a little distracting. I think Neath brings a different type of play style.
I'm just trying to get some wings for this.
Hey man, I don't know if you saw me and Toli in the first game. I completely forgot, and I spent like 12 minutes fixing my hair like a diva, completely unaware.
Oh, it was only 12 minutes today? That's a new record. Oh, Tom's really cutting down the time.
I need a haircut.
And Evolve trying to had a great transition, but we haven't seen the next ban yet. I was gonna say cutting down Nemesis.
I'll give you credit for that one. Nostradamus into. Oh right, camera.
That's why I did that.
First pick, just how we are.
First pick available for Los Amigos. I don't see why they don't go back to the Susano. Layers of Death really controlling the pace of the game. Instead, though, they are going to pick up this Guan Yu.
Absolutely. Anytime you're given the option, ask any single console pro, what is the first pick you get? And they will tell you it's Guan Yu.
It was the most picked and most banned for at least 6+ months. The hardest counter to Guan Yu, though, is Odin. And Evolve have no hesitation. I'm a little bit surprised to see an Awilix this early, though, because Los Amigos are going to know immediately, oh, wait.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. See, that's the beauty of it. Yep.
So, I don't know why it took me so long to think of that. Like, I've already known that as a combo. And I just, like, completely forgot. I was like, yeah, you just got to jump out.
Yep.
Oh.
That's the beauty of the Odin and Awilix. The Odin and Awilix
I still don't know why I would pick this early.
Is what everybody wants to get. But whenever you pick Odin, the enemy team picks Awilix or bans it. So the Odin and Awilix combo, okay, you jump out of the ring and you just get pulled back in.
I got to give full shout-outs to Los Amigos, though. They pick up Robin, who's going to be able to not only ult out, but likely be able to stay alive in the Odin cage anyway. And then get Soul, who can disapparate out. It's a movement ability that cannot be pulled by Awilix. Yep. So smart counter picks coming out from them.
The Zeus will be selected
we go on Wombo,
Odin,
boys.
so it's going to be a circle in a circle, and Awilix is going to make sure you can't get out.
The big thing here is going to be protecting Zeus, because Guan Yu has such an easy time of cavalry charging to the backline. Intelligent ban of Neath, and I'd really like to see some further bans from Los Amigos about any god that could potentially protect Zeus.
I would have liked instead...
Why did they ban Thor?
Yeah.
I guess it's a double dive, but...
I would have liked instead to see the selection of Neath to protect the Zeus.
That's a possibility.
Instead, the ban comes out against Neath, so Evolve have to find a different character.
Sobek?
Kumbhakarna?
Really? No, Sobek here with Awilix. I mean, I figured that would probably be the best pick. This might be comfortability. I will say, well, Sobek is going to be able to set up Awilix better. Kumbhakarna will be able to protect Zeus better, especially against dives. More than likely, Leo, Los Amigos are going to pick up Susano. I think Susano is worth more of a ban than the Thor, because Thor, he comes down, but the Zeus can actually out-damage the Thor before he dies.
Yes, exactly. So Thor just might not be something that Evolve wants to play against. Instead, they'll opt to go again against the Susano. Chronos will be selected as well. So again, the double mage basics.
No coerce, though, in this one. Fafnir banned out by Evolve, so they don't have to worry about kind of that wombo combo here. And pressure's a little bit better for Evolve this time. Last time they had this core they were really worried about. You're not Nostradamus.
The reason I asked for the Apollo was because Evolve got in trouble and they were able to split push last time around, and I kind of like that strategy. Instead of Ram, it's a more Evolve are looking to fight.
I mean, it's also a very good kill chase god, which people underestimate. You look at the composition for Evolve, and it's going to be very hard outside of the ROM to run down kills without, like a sprint. They don't have the best gap closers for the I guess the Kumbhakarna can chain CC everyone, but you really like those ROM snipes, the new ults that we saw Paradigm run at the Epsilon Invitational to secure those kills that slip out of the cracks.
Right, Ram and Awilix gonna go ahead and really just look for those stragglers. There you go. Jumping around on the right side. Susano and the Ravana.
Los Amigos looking very dominant. They've switched sides this time, though. Evolve electing to take the Chaos side instead. Shenanigans-wise, we got nothing. Everyone's playing pretty basic. Shell online for the Guan Yu, who is support, by the way. We didn't really... At first, I thought the Guan Yu was going to go support, or excuse me, solo, but with the Robin selection, he is going to be seen in the duo lane, helping out the Chronos.
I almost prefer support Guan. This is a conversation we had in Twitch chat yesterday.
Oh, God.
Where is Guan better? It was actually a legitimate conversation, believe it or not.
You're lying to me.
No, it happens.
No.
It happened, believe it or not.
You're lying.
And
Twitch chat are only trolls. I'm going to tell you why.
Why is that?
Because I'm going to tell them right now to spam Kappa Pride. And guess what? They're all going to be spamming Kappa Pride.
They're not going to spam Kappa Pride.
I'm going to go back and watch the VOD.
Nope, they're going to spam Concern Dog instead. I'm telling you.
It's going to be the Kappa Pride.
We'll see which way it works out. But again, the same old song and dance. Rotation from the jungler back into the solo lane at level 2.
The thing is, like, that can work once, maybe twice, but if you do it every time, people are going to expect it and just play a little bit passive. They don't have to worry about that second wave. And if you don't get a kill off this, you actually do get behind in farm. We saw LayersOfDeath back in his last match against Tactical Feeding get that first blood on Odin, but he didn't hit 5 until another 20 or 30 seconds after his opponent.
And you can see because of that play, Evolve are going to pick up the right side Harpies, also the left side, and look for the fight. Here's the damage. Knock'em is strong. First blood going the way of Evolve.
And now they're looking to find a second kill. Detonate, not even needed. The Feather Step. You can't fight into an Awilix and Zeus at level 2. That was a grave and devastating mistake for Los Amigos.
Very much so. You can't fight it.
I mean, they were stacked up on the chain lightning too.
And that was crafted by Evolve. I really want to give them credit in that they didn't just, they're here. The two players sat there behind the rock trying to surprise Los Amigos, knowing that they'd come the aggressive route.
And now Evolve off to a really good start. This is what you want from a Zeus specifically. If he starts to fall behind, he gets so pressured out. He normally has less farm than opposing mid laner to begin with, simply because he can't push up in lane. And when he has that safety to be able to push up and know he can fight anyone, it's such a good situation to be in.
Just allows him to really utilize that magic damage that he has. He's able to be powerful from even or ahead, and if you give him that opportunity, it's much like a Ravana, where this character is not supposed to be ahead, so if you allow him to be ahead, it's just the wrong spot to be in.
Well, Ravana is being ahead right now, and he's pushing Inbound into the tower, and we saw this a lot from Inbound. He hasn't really been able to stand toe-to-toe with the other solo laners when it comes to the laning phase. He has been phenomenal in team fights, but doesn't seem to know the intricacies of all the kits he's running, and he's probably going to die here. He's taking so much poke, although Dr. Cabs doesn't want to really dive into this tower just yet.
Well played by Cabs, jumping over the bird bomb with the ultimate, knowing that it was coming, then using the overhand kick. That's enough to chase Odin out of lane, forced to teleport back. So, of course, the teleport cooldown will be on Odin.
And with that Death's Toll, he's just going to be able to heal up. Left-hand side, though, Kenshin. He's got the Guan Yu, which typically is going to give you an advantage in lane, but immediately he has that counter matchup of Kumba, who can yawn the Taolu Assault. So it becomes kind of interesting in the timing that you want to use your abilities at in this duo.
Really, though, Guan's all about that heal. So that's what he's going to be focusing on. The Taolu Assault, well, with the Soul, just doesn't have to even enter the conversation. Soul can be so powerful.
It's about lane domination, right? Because we saw what happens when all three of your lanes are pressured last game. You just lose everything, and there's nothing you can do about it. But if you can manage to hold on.
Ravana in the enemy jungle looked towards the blue buff, but got a call from a teammate saying that everybody was coming for him. So Doctor going to be moving out. There's Susano dashing forward, looking for the Awilix, but won't be able to find it.
Unfortunate. Feather Step comes out a little bit too early from Unending Hell, while the overhead kick was still activated, so the Ravana actually immuned all of the damage. Maybe if he gets hit there, he could probably get picked up, but doesn't go in his way. Los Amigos dominating these mid-harpies, though, that's surprising with a Zeus. That should not happen. You should have full control of those.
Well, it's one of those things where Valve has to be careful of the knockup from Susano. Exit will be the jungler. Didn't expect that. Almost thought we'd see a kill, but Los Amigos, 4 minutes on the clock. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
And Susano popped his, or excuse me, Kumbha popped his sprint there as well, so that's going to be down for another 140 seconds.
Ooh.
It was used to make sure to get the Awilix out. This could be trouble, though. Ram really late to realize that Susano has rotated.
And the Susano going to come around right on the front side. Pulled after the roll. That's trouble. The ultimate will give Ram a little bit of breathing room and rotation time. Evolve are going to bring the entire squad over to the left side lane.
And Murktality actually just canceling his ult early, not even getting any damage off. Cameron chased down the Awilix, but with the rotation from the Guan, it's not going to be any kills more than likely, unless this Kumbha gets plucked in deep.
Yeah, Layers of Death making it happen. There's the dash. There's the ultimate from the horse, looking for a stun. Finds
body
it
block
onto the support, and there's the play. Backflip over the support, but the basics will do the job. And Cameron from a distance gets the first kill for Los Amigos.
Kenshin plucked back, but not into the range of the tower, and he's going to be able to get out of this one. Los Amigos on the board, and still, they just have no fear. That's the big thing about them. I mean, this is a pretty close game. 400 gold separating the teams is really nothing at this point.
And they have no fear. They understand the advantages that they've given themselves in picks and bans. Ultimate off the mark for the Ravana player, but the ring will allow his
Oh, he's right
opponent to be
outside.
fine.
Oh, man, if the Odin just waited, like, 2 more feet, he would have caged him in. Probably got a kill off that, too.
I was expecting the taunt.
From the Ravana or the Odin?
From Ravana, just like that.
I would have taunted him as Odin, too. Like, yeah, that's what's up. You thought you were going to kill me? Odin, though, not going to be able to taunt because he has no teleport. And
Exactly.
It's actually weird because he kind of waited to back. He's kind of like, is the Ravana going to chase me? And he's going to miss a couple extra minions because of that, which do start to add up when you're already behind in a lane.
I mean, that's what we saw in game number 1. One single rotation made sure that Inbound wasn't able to catch up to Lil Cabes.
Evolve doing much better this game. I think it was, a 3K lead at this point in favor of Los Amigos last game, but they have pressure in their lanes. Their Zeus has been able to free farm more importantly, and actually has a 300 gold lead over the Chronos, and he's going to have boots online soon too.
Here's a rotation from Awilix as well. Now the overhead kick already used. This could spell trouble for the Ravana, but here comes everybody else. Knockup confirmed and pulled back is the jungler. Great job coming out from Layers of Death, and the first kill going to go the way of Evolve. Inbound picks up one, but Kenshin answers back.
It could be trouble for Kenshin as well here. Rewind coming from Chronos, but the Zeus, the 3-stack, that did way more damage than I think even Kenshin expected. Still though, Layers of Death pushing forward. He's gonna find the knockup, and the time stop from Michael confirms the kill onto BlackCrayon. I mean, that looked like a fight that was all in favor of Evolve, but it doesn't go their way.
No, Los Amigos not giving it up easily, able to fight it, and very well played by Michael.
The positioning from Zeus there, BlackCrayon, he took so long to use his abilities, he actually got up into melee range, then dropped his ult, then started Chain Lightning, but by then he had already killed the one target that was very low. Good job by Inbound, though, on recognizing that Layers was at the speed, and he's also going to be able to steal it away.
Looking for the Chronos now. Michael just turns and runs. Man, that death. Cameron falls down on the gank from the jungler on the left-hand side. That death right there for Layers of Death. That one's just rough. You escape just barely. You wind up dying on your own speed.
Why is Odin in my jungle? What the heck, doctor? That's what he's saying.
And the bird bomb. It's just such an instant. The force of the Odin jump is so
boom.
I mean, look at that.
It's just the audio. That's
Exactly.
what it is. That's game dev for you. Audio sells everything.
That's what makes Chalk Axe so much fun. Bang! As soon as you throw the axe, right? Just that it's a satisfying feel.
Feels good. It's just like Thor basics as well. They feel impactful. Chunk, chunk, chunk.
Now, if you're on the receiving end, like Layers of Death just was, I'm sure he's got a completely different conversation to have.
Probably. He's probably like, that's some BS. That's what he's saying.
It's not comfortable. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Right now, though, pretty even game. Los Amigos down in kills, 3-6, but gold is only separated by 600-700, 9 minutes. That's like That's like Boosh not warding or something. That's all that is.
Very, very tight game here. Like we said, pretty much the first one for Los Amigos to deal with all day. And I think this is important. It's very easy to be the team that dominates, but how do you deal once your team is not figured out, but your enemy can actually deal with the nonsense you're throwing at them?
What do you mean exactly?
Like, so Los Amigos, they beat the enemy team really hard.
Yes.
At this point in the time, in all 3 games we've seen, Kumbhakarna going to engage. Wow, that's already not going to be a kill. Michael successfully gets out the ultimate, not expecting that one.
And here actually comes Soul in the back, trying to pick up the Zeus, but he's surrounded by 3 players low in his face. There goes the Lightning Storm, but everyone's already outside of it. Cran does manage to get off his detonate to answer back finally, but Murktality follows up against Michael.
Cameron trying to find the long-range damage, successfully maneuvering in and around the Zeus nonsense, but still able to stay alive. I like that play from Cameron. He uses his Disapparate to avoid the detonate damage, and then once he knows detonate's on cooldown, he sits in Zeus's ultimate because there's no longer a threat.
Hey, well, still don't want to take that damage, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to worry about getting those stacks at all.
Exactly.
But, I mean, overall, right now, Cameron's been playing pretty well. We've only seen him get picked up once. He's actually behind in this lane. You can see he's working on his Thoth, wants to get that done as soon as possible, start stacking it up. That's going to be a pretty significant increase to his damage.
And so this is where I was going before, was that Los Amigos, for the past 3 games that we've seen, have already won the game in 10 minutes, right? They've had a devastating lead, 3,000 to 6,000 gold, depending on which one you're looking at. This is the first time that their opposition has really gone toe-to-toe with them. And I think that's eye-opening. I'm really excited to see how Los Amigos deals with a team that is playing on the same level.
It's really about still playing your game, but being a little bit more respectful.
Exactly.
And analyzing what your problems are. Well, the problems right now is this Zeus, right? 6,700 damage so far, most in the game, doing most of the killing, honestly, 3, 2, and 3. He's been a part of everything but, I think, the duel and the solo lane fights overall. And you just need to make sure to either have someone that can dive in the backline, 100 to 0 him, or when that Lightning Storm comes out, just back off and reset the fight.
And, you know, that's why we see a lot of Bacchus, a lot of Naja when it comes to the Zeus play. These are characters that can take Zeus pretty much out of the fight. The Susano, not the same kind.
This Odin, though, Inbowned has not been able to hang. Lucky for him, though, he's gotten 2 kills off the back of fights, but we've seen this Ravana push him out continuously. I'm really surprised that even after everything that he's actually up in gold. I have no idea how this happened.
Just been able
I'm really confused at how this happened. Because I've seen him in this position, backing like 6 times already in 11 minutes.
I guess he's able to find some of the back. You know what? He's walking back to lane so often he's getting the back camps.
That's what it is. They add up. Soul, though, finds Murktality. It looked like he was trying to bait that he was at Gold Fury, throwing some basics there, as Evolve do have the superior vision on the objective.
Nice roll away as Soul starts the zone. Wants to keep the Rama away from it. Look at those basics. Just able to hit him once he gets all heated up.
I mean, once you pop that Disapparate, you really do just want to fight. Gold Fury pulled by Evolve, though. 4 members grouped up, and Kenshin waiting around the corner.
Kenshin doesn't have Wrath or anything, and the ring will block him out. The Gold Fury easily goes the way of...
It's stolen by Los Amigos. The Supernova gets it, and there's 3 players low. Zeus is isolated by himself. Kenshin's already chased out 3 to their tier 2, and BlackCrayon's going to be locked down. The rotation from Inbound, but his cage is already down, and I mean, he's not going to be able to fight this. All of Evolve are poked out.
And Los Amigos now make their rotation. Perfect knock-up and the jump over from the solo rotation. See you later, Inbound. No longer a thing. And Los Amigos wind up taking the Gold Fury despite there being a ring around it, and that's wow.
Is this the Panthera 12 minutes? Because look at this. They've got 4 members on the left-hand side. The Chronos is split pushing this mid-tier 1. This is potentially not only 2 kills, but the Gold Fury and 2 tier 1 towers, and that's exactly what it's going to be. I mean, Evolve had the lead, not by a large margin, but they were doing good. And quickly, Los Amigos find themselves over 2,000 gold up.
I mean, you mentioned it last game as well, that Los Amigos were able to, they just sort of line everything up, and then they execute all across the map. And that's that's what we just saw. I feel like even if the Gold Fury wasn't stolen there, Kevin, we would still see the same. We would still see the same execution here.
I mean, it was stolen though, and shout outs to Cameron for that one, finding the supernova over the wall. That's one thing that you always have to worry about is a lot of times you can see people coming in, you're like, okay, Kumbhakarna, you know, go zone, this is going to be easy. But a soul behind the Gold Fury, a lot of times you don't know that's happening unless you're almost over warding at that point.
And, you know, not for nothing, giving where the soul is, where the soul was positioned, she doesn't see the Gold Fury.
She just knows it's happening. I mean, that's the call from Kenshin.
Exactly. That's the communication coming from the support. Again, just credit to Los Amigos and their team play as a unit. Cameron makes an excellent play because of the communication from the guys on the squad.
The main thing to me is, what is Los Amigos going to do after this? Are they going to continue to be aggressive, or are they going to try and hold out? Because they do have this Guan Yu, which is going to turn up in late game. Same with the Chronos and Soul. So they could just look to farm out as much as possible.
From the little that I've seen, I don't think farm out and wait is Los Amigos' gameplay style. They'll play passive if they have to. We've just seen that. But once the lead comes their way, I'm thinking we're going to stay aggressive.
I mean, just look at Cameron and Michael as well. They're just pushed up, just trying to poke out as much as possible. And this Kumbhakarna goes aggressive, but he's being isolated from the rest of the team.
And Zeus, on the other hand, being isolated as well. Knockup is strong from Layers of Death, but the ultimate will separate him from the team. Cameron picks up the jungler, damage coming out, and Michael takes out BlackCrayon. 2 players from Evolve underneath their own tier 2 tower. And Los Amigos will step back for the moment, but the fight still very much ongoing.
That Kumba passive might keep him alive. Just 2 more basics, and he does proc back up, but he's still in the middle of 4. And just the tanking of the tower so efficient as well. You can see the players getting poked out, but they're not worried at all. They've got minions coming to them. It's going to be a stolen red buff, and Los Amigos are running away with this game after it was so close until that first Gold Fury.
And all the while, the solo lane matchup still going in the direction of Dr. Lil Cabes. Lil Cabes continuing to chase this Odin out of lane, proxy farm, steal his buffs, basically find any point of respect and work against it. I
mean, this is just Inbound needs to learn lane matches a little bit better, because I've seen this now in, 4 games where he is just bullied to the edge of his tower. He has potential, especially when you look at him in team fights. He's fantastic in team fights. He knows what his role is, but his weakness is in the laning phase, and Los Amigos have done a good job of abusing that.
Yeah, Lil Cabes looks excellent here. And he's been a very big part of what Los Amigos does, because the reason that we're seeing so much of this group up and the push on a Gold Fury and then mid-tower split up onto left is because Lil Cabes is able to control Inbound. The only time Inbound gets to rotate is when Lil Cabes is okay with it.
I mean, because he's also gonna. I mean, he could rotate and give up his tower, but that's putting a big strain onto Evolve, where they kind of have to take the fight in that situation. If he rotates, gets nothing, and they lose a tower, then you're gonna start to see the snowball from that soul lane, which we've seen Little Cabes or Dr. Cabes be able to do before.
Exactly.
Dr. Little Cabes.
Yeah. Come on.
Cabes Little Doctor. Cabes
Lil
Doctor.
Cabes MD. In town.
There, see, that's what he needs to be. Little Cabes, MD. Little trouble for Murktality, too. Layers of Death finds his second kill of the game, as the rest of his team is being chased out of the jungle on the right-hand side.
Kenshin taking some of these stacks from the Zeus, going to do what he can, but the tier 1 tower on the right-hand side being aggressed on by Ravana. He'll walk past and proxy farm, while everybody else takes a little more active role, fighting against the Kumbhakarna on the right, and the Zeus on the left is already gone.
And the chase as well onto Suku. You can see Awilix trying to get away. Disapparates can activate on the right-hand side. Kumbhakarna doing everything he can to run away.
Nice
no
play.
Passive available. Layers of Death finds his 3rd kill in a row. Supernova popped, and the tower's being pinched.
Dr. Lil Cabes now still leading the chase, absorbing some of the tower hits and trying to find the kills himself. Tier 2 already down. Layers of Death gets inbound, and it's 14-8, folks. What was once Evolve's game
they're
has
sieging a
Amigos
Phoenix
everywhere.
How did this happen?
Just
the game
one kill?
was Evolve was leading, what, 4 minutes ago, maybe 5 minutes ago, that first Gold Fury, and now they're diving the Titan for kills. The Phoenix in the mid, it's already fallen, and now they're going to be able to shred this Phoenix on the left, too. They've got 2 magical in-handers.
And that's the beauty of the Soul and the Chronos. Structures survive for 0 seconds. They just go down so quickly.
I mean, Evolve could actually wipe Los Amigos here, and that's still fine for Los Amigos because they have double fire waves. They only lose maybe a gold Fury, and they have over 11,000 gold in the lead. I mean, at 18 minutes.
And this is part of the comp. 2 players grabbed, 2 players in trouble. Awilix will get away because of the Suku, but Guan Yu giving heavy chase, slowed and gone. Tallow Assault claims it. So 2 players grabbed and down.
Look at BlackCrayon. He is in the middle of death, and they don't know where he is. He's going to back in. This could be game as Los Amigos are already pushing it, and it is. 3 surrenders in a row. If I'm in the North American SCL, I am watching back these games because this is a team that I'm scared of.
I'm watching these notes. Forget being a team that's going into relegations against them. If I'm a team, there's 6 teams in the NA SCL, right? If I'm any of those 6 teams, I'm looking out for these guys. I expect these teams to be in the SCL.
This team's starting to look dangerous. That's going to be it, though, for the Face It Challenger Cup Finals. Evolve losing to Los Amigos 2-0 today. I believe we had Put Kettle on, finding the victory in the finals yesterday as well. So we've got our teams that are going to be participating in the SCL relegations.
I'm still blown away from the performance that we just saw from Los Amigos. Every member of their squad looks like they're ready to fight.
I mean, that was definitely the most dominating we've seen. I mean,
easily.
They were behind in the first 10 to 11 minutes, and that was like 1,000 gold or less.
And then 12 minutes. You mentioned it specifically. Similar to what we saw at Epsilon, they have a moment at like 14 to 16 minutes where they just hit go. 12 minutes, there was just, all right, Gold Fury Steel, 2 kills, 2 tier 1 towers, into a tier 2 tower, into a team wipe, and it all started because of, well, it was a playoff of Cameron, but the jungler, Layers of Fear.
And he just is playing Susano exactly how you need to. He got off so much poke damage in these engagements, in these fights, and then just dove to the back line, set up the kills, always set up his Raijin as well with his Typhoon. When his Typhoon comes out, that's when the Bacchus flop is coming out. That's when the Taiko drums are coming out. That's when the Supernova is coming out.
And as you said, played Susano not perfectly, just able to find the little spots here and there. There's the Gold Fury Seal coming out from Cameron, coming from the direct route. I thought he was a little bit behind.
I thought he was behind as well, but I mean, he hits the Stellar Burst as well, which slows everyone, and you just see everyone get shredded. After that, he starts chasing down the kills with the rest of his team. He isolates Zeus, and then he starts putting immediate poke damage onto Odin. Instead of actually backing off towards the lane, he actually pushed forward because he knew his Susano was coming in as well, and they're able to finish off this kill too.
And that's the key here, is watching the players sort of gravitate towards their own teammates, watch the players depend on those teammates. We saw that in, I think you put it perfectly when you said, you know, Layers of Death just sort of happens to wind up with all the kills, but everybody's taking part.
I mean, overall, this was a phenomenal performance from Los Amigos. They definitely deserve to be the champions here. And if I'm one of those bottom teams, I mean, like you said, everyone, but if I'm a team in the North American SCL relegations, I'm a little bit on the edge of my seat.
Well, from relegations to finals, we've got something else to look forward to for this upcoming weekend. The guys from the Smite Console League will be right here, live in the studio at hi-rez, performing in a LAN. We're going to see some of the best of the console side really try to duke it out to find who will be the champion.
We have Retribution, formerly known as Barrage rival, Team Eager, and Clow is making his return to hi-rez Studios with Most Wanted. We're also going to be joined by Aggro from Sword, their mid laner. He's going to be helping us out here with analysis and commentary. So all should be fun stuff at the Xbox Summer Finals.
Yeah, I'm really expecting a lot of fun. These guys, not only are they great Smite players, but they're also great, fantastic personalities. So I think we should have a lot of fun across the board, watching some good Smite and also partaking in some good old-fashioned nonsense. That's going to do it for us here at hi-rez Studios. For myself, Adonis, Hindus who's homesick, Anatoly, and of course, Peckies, we love you, and we'll see you this weekend. Yeah.